if you're getting into IT and cybersecurity, this is 100% the stuff that you should be following, and you need to be learning this stuff. So let's jump into it. All right, guys. So I've been talking about defense in depth, which is essentially leveraging multiple solutions to ensure the security of your assets. Okay. You don't want to just be relying on one thing to keep your data secure, because if that one thing fails, then your data is gone. So we need to be stacking solutions in order to increase the security posture of your organization and better protect your assets. So let's get into the next thing I want to talk about with perimeter security. We're going to be talking about perimeter firewalls. If you're in cybersecurity, you need to know what firewalls are. Now, remember, I'm not saying that you need to become a networking engineer or a networking expert, because those folks dedicate their entire careers in mastering their craft of network engineering. Okay. Firewalls, routers, switches, all that stuff. Networking engineers specialize in that stuff. So you don't need to necessarily be an expert, but you need to know how they function and what role they play when it comes to securing your network and protecting your data. So let's talk about firewalls. You may have heard the term, but what do they do? Essentially, firewalls are your gatekeepers, they're your bouncers. They decide what packets are allowed to enter your network, what packets are not allowed. And essentially, when a device is trying to communicate with another device, the firewall is what says, okay, you're allowed to do that, or hey, you're not allowed to do that. So firewalls can be virtual, but a lot of the times you're looking at hardware-based firewalls. Now, you may have heard of companies like Cisco with their Meraki or their ASAs, Fortinet, SonicWall, WatchGuard. These are all firewall vendors, different types of firewalls that you can implement in your network. So let's imagine, this is the best way we can talk about it. Let's imagine you have your ISP, the company that's providing you with internet, and they are bringing that internet to your office. Now they're going to hand you a router or modem or a SOHO device, and that gets connected to that, and that device gives your office network connectivity. Now, with a firewall, to add more security to your network, you want to go from that router, the modem, the device that your ISP gives you, and connect it into a firewall. And then everything in your network now goes connected to that firewall. Or you can use a switch that connects to the firewall, and you connect all your devices to the switch. Now, it can